And we're underway here. Emily Waltman takes a ball on the first pitch. The leadoff batter for Newton takes ball 2-0, and they ought to be careful with her. She's got home run power. In fact, her walk-off was what sent them into this game. Bar Danielson, Laura Leonard on CISN.TV. We're just getting underway here. Right at the start of this ball game, we'll catch you up with the lineups and everything. And there's a 4-ball walk. You got to be careful with her, Laura, but nothing really close there to her, and that at bat.
You don't want to start off the ball game with a walk, and that's what they've done. So put a little pressure on themselves. They bring the infield in now with the lefty up, expecting the bunt.
Carly Leiker is up there. She brings down a nice bunt, fielded, thrown to first, and she gets the sacrifice to advance Waldman here. And so first baseman to the second baseman covering, and there's one away. That brings up Taylor Ryan, the first baseman, hitting .381 for the Cardinals. And it was, we talked about a Waltman's home run that got him here against ADM, and this one is gonna carry foul. Oh, a nice running snag over there. And there are two away. Shortstop, Aniston Smith. Nice running grab. So that brings up Peyton Maher, the pitcher. Hit .375, takes a ball. Here's the pitch. And there's a strike. And I'd say the team in red against the team, but they're both in red.
They're both in red. Hard to tell apart.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard to tell it. And that one's low. Ball 2. And both with red and black. Surprised they didn't make one of them wear like a light jersey or something. There's a swing and a miss. 2-2.
A little high heat and couldn't lay off of it.
2-2 pitch is fouled off the right side, and Peter, the cameraman, almost catches that one. Protecting the camera over there. And 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at second. So here we go. Moss with the pitch. And slapped right back up the middle. Scooped by the shortstop, throw, and puts her away. They sent him down. No runs on no hits, no errors. 1 left on base at the end of a half inning. Newton does not score, and we'll go to the bottom with ADM right after this on CISN.TV.
Great price, great selection, great experience. That's what people expect today. What isn't expected is how hard we work after the sale to keep your business. Hard work, honesty, integrity, discipline, trust, character. These core values are why we grow every year and why we continue to acquire more dealerships. Experience the Schottenkirk way of doing business and come visit our new Ford dealership in Indianola.
We will go to the bottom of the inning here for ADM. Leading it off will be Morgan Meyer, the center fielder, Abby Halas, the pitcher, Sarah Wyatt, the first baseman, Ashley Tennant, the catcher, Brooke Hickey, the third baseman, designated player will be Bryn Busta, Emily Halas, the second baseman, Emily Kay, the left fielder, batting 8th and batting 9th, Aniston Smith, the shortstop. For ADM, number 1, 34-7, the top seed here. And that walk, I can say it, the walk worked, Laura. Easy for me to say. And now they go to action here. Big Mayer on the mound Liker at first, or Liker catching, and delivers. The ball is fouled off, 1-1. Taylor Ryan at first, Mackenzie Johnson at second, Emily Baltman at shortstop, Mackenzie Brown at third. The outfield left to right, Harley Dunn, Carly Liker, and Maddie Thayer for the Cardinals. And here's the pitch, 1-2, foul back. Maher up ahead of the batter, 1-2. 15, Mayer batting average, and that was fouled off. So, you know what you got to do with 2 strikes, protect the plate. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch, fouled off.
A good battle, making her throw a lot of pitches here to start this ball game.
Just one senior in the lineup for ADM. Maher's a sophomore, as are the next 2 batters. And that was low, onside for ball 2. It is Mr. Amadeo behind the plate here for this matchup. The crew we saw earlier, Jason Lewis and Jeff Tank on the bases. This one hit to the second baseman and easily put out there by Mackenzie Johnson for out number 1.
Hard hop and a short hop right over to second base, but doing a good job of staying in front of it. Bobbled it a little bit, but the short throw over gets the out.
Abby Halas, the pitcher, takes a strike on the outside corner. She came into this batting .500, if that's right. Ball, 1-1.
Well, that's what the statistics tell us, so.
64 out of 128 coming into this one. Fouls it off. Misses.
Has a nice looking cut at the plate.
Here's the 1-2. Lifted over the left side. When those games go long, you don't get much time in between, do you?
You don't. There's not a whole lot of time in between.
I see you have a hot dog there. We'll get you a chance to get a few bites of that sometime.
It'll last the whole game.
And a strike. Got a piece of it. The catcher caught it, though, so 2 outs here. And that brings up Sierra Wyatt, the first baseman for ADM. He's hitting .283. Sophomore. Steps in on the right side against Maher. Takes one right at the knees for a strike. The ball just inside, 1-1.
A little bit of power up and down this lineup, but Ashley Tennant is the hitter on deck that is the one that has had 14 home runs this year.
Yeah, she hits .459 and 14 home runs, and so would like to see Sierra Wyatt get on base. 1-2 pitch, and gets a piece of that and stays alive. Maher works pretty fast. Gets it and goes. I like that.
Well, I think your teammates like that too. It keeps them on their toes.
That one was a fast ball right by the batter for out number 3. Swinging, so both sides go down in order. Well, no, not down in order. The ADM goes down in order. And so after 1 complete, no score on CISN.TV.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up!
Game on.
They say our idea of fun is morning tea.
And afternoon tea.
And anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action.
And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
Back here in the 4A semifinal, Dar Danielson, Laura Leonard. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters for Newton as they walked Voltman to lead it off, and then they got out of the inning 1, 2, 3. It'll be Mackenzie Brown, the third baseman, batting .341 for the Cardinals, who are 25 and 7 coming into this one. And Halas checks her defense. Tennant behind the plate. Wyant at first. Halas at second. Aniston Smith at shortstop. Brooke Hickey at third base. Outfield, left, right, Emily K. Morgan Meyer and Emily Hatchett. Now she's set to go. And this one is lifted over the left side and caught by the left fielder. Couple steps to her left, and she brings it in for out number 1. Audrey Lucas, the designated player, batting .333, comes to the plate for the Cardinals. But the only difference you can see is the white socks for Newton. That is how you kind of tell them apart here. As she squares like she's going to bunt, then pulls back and takes a strike.
Thank you. I was looking for something to try to differentiate
I was
them.
too, and then I just looked at that and said, hey, we got white socks, and that's about the only color difference between the uniforms. Holds that bat up like she's going to bunt again. This time holds off, and it's high, 1-1. Alaska's in at 33 and 7, or 34 and 7 after the win the other night. There's a ball. 335 strikeouts to 64 bases on balls. So again, she brings it, and there's a strike. 2-2.
She's not all that big out there in the circle, but she sure can generate a lot of speed.
I think that's with that underhand delivery. It doesn't necessarily have to be size, does it? It's all kind of the motion and the way you deliver, isn't it?
It's that. It's the leg drive. It's just and how much spin you can put on the ball, how much movement you can get on it, and how much you can get that ball to dance a little bit. But it's a lot in that lower body, the push off from the rubber to be able to get that drive and that power.
So Lucas fouls that one off to hang in there. Full count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Low, and she'll go take her base. Second walk delivered here to Newton. And that brings up Harley Durr, the left fielder, hitting .242. Yeah, you got to have a little bit different pitches too. You got to have, as you say, an off-speed. There's one chopper to the third baseman. She'll throw it over. They get the out, but advance the runner. And moves the runner along. And that brings up the second baseman, Mackenzie Johnson. She steps in. Runner at second, 2 outs. Swings away, and that was foul tip, so he got away from the catcher, but the runner can't advance because it was a foul tip.
Years ago.
Lucas just won. This one is hit back into the left. Shortstop goes out, and a good play over the shoulder by Aniston Smith. So just like the first inning, a walk, but they're unable to get the runner beyond second. And after 1.5, no score here, we'll go to the bottom of the second. ADM coming up with the 4, 5, 6 batters after this on CISN.TV.
All you have to do is you just have to get their feet here on the pavement and bing. Being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
you must be boring.
This is a magical place.
All you have to do is you just have to get there.
We go to the bottom of the third inning. It'll be the catcher, Ashley Tennant, the big bat with 14 home runs, hitting .459 on the season. She steps in and hits at the first pitch and fouls it back. Maher on the mound for the serve for Newton. Delivers outside. Steps in, 1-1 pitch, and that hitter on the elbow tried to back away. Hit by a pitch, and that's the first base runner of the game. That's about the 5th time she's been hit by a pitch. Tennant, and we'll get Olivia Tillari. Running here for Tennant, brings up third baseman Brooke Hickey. Hickey hit 267, a freshman, and takes a strike. Tennant, the only senior, man, she's done a good job of leading as a catcher and the power hitter.
Yeah, I mean, she really has stepped up and looked at her teammates and said, okay, I'm the old one on this team. I got to be the leader.
Bunt fielded by the pitcher, and it moves the runner, and she has to dive back. Tillari, as she went over the base just a little bit. And you never know if that first baseman's going to drop that ball or it's going to go by, but
yeah, you have to be aggressive yet cautious as you round second base unless you have a play on that you're going to try to go first to third.
Here's Brent Booster hitting .320, the designated player. That one's going to drop in the hole, and the runner will go to third and gets in there. And then advancing on the throw is Booster. So a single and advances to second on the throw. And that was just an in-betweener, wasn't it?
It was. It was a tweener, and Tillari had to stay. She couldn't venture too far off. Had to wait and see if that ball was going to be caught in center field. She didn't want to get doubled off.
So the single brings up Emily Halas, the second baseman, hitting .304. She's a sophomore. Steps in. And shows bunt and takes a strike.
Trying to squeeze that run in, trying to draw first blood, and that drew the third baseman in. And shortstop had to come over and cover third base, but Tillari got a good jump off of third.
And again, and now they throw down. And that was close getting back there. 0-2 count. Runner at third and second. One out. Houston Halas trying to bring in a run here. She runs, lays it down first baseline. They'll come home, but not in time. And the run will score on the fielder's choice. And ADM goes up on top here early on. It looked like she made a quick decision on that, but the runner had such a good jump, Laura, it wasn't really close play.
Well, there were no surprises in that. They showed bunt all 3 pitches, that she was going to try to put it down, so you had to know that they were going to do that. Had to jump on it quick. They couldn't get that throw into home to catch Tulare, who got a great jump off a third.
So ADM goes up first here, scoring after the leadoff batter, Kenneth, hit by a pitch. Goes all the way around the score, and now with 1 out, Emily Kay, the left fielder, comes to the plate. And swings and misses, runner going to second, and they won't throw down. So, incident difference, I guess they call that. And runners now with second and third. 1 out. Hager delivers, swing and a miss. So ahead of Kay here. This would be big, a strikeout to get out number 2.
Yeah, you need to make something happen here, and a strikeout would be huge to get that second out.
This delivery squares to bunt, and she'll foul it off and be out. So
good effort by Mackenzie Brown over there at third, just diving out into foul ground to see if they could pick up that second out via the pop-up. But nice effort, gets a little chalk on her, a little dirt for the effort.
Brings up Aniston Smith, hitting 180, but she was 2 for 2 in the opening round game. And trying to get out, get those last 2 runners in. Newton trying to strand them out there, and a big cut and miss. Nice little breeze here across the diamond. That's inside. Look at it, the American flag is blowing from our right to left across the diamond, I think, isn't it?
I think it is.
Hard to tell what you're under the dugout, but yeah, it looks that way. Here's the pitch high. Ball 2.
Good stop behind the plate.
Swing and miss. Makes it a 2-2 count, 2 outs in the second inning. 2 runners on, so Deuce is wild all over the place here. Newton trying to get out of this with just 1 run, giving up on defense. Here's the pitch. This one lifted back over the dugout. We talked to several people who up in the stands said for a while there it got pretty hot and they came down under the stands to get a little shade. Right out in the sun, it was a little warm, but here's the pitch, and it just got a piece of that one. Smith.
Here again, strikeout would be huge to end the inning.
2-2. Rand Calder out looking. And they go down with no runs on 1 hit and no errors and 2 left on. 1-0 ADM. We'll go to the top of the third after this on CISN.TV.
Feet here on the pavement and big. Being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
You must be boring.
this is a magical place.
All you have to do, you just have to...
Here at Fort Dodge, we go to the top of the third inning. Newton will come to bat trailing for the first time. It'll be the number 9 and then the top of the order for Newton, and Tom Florian sitting in here from the Girls Athletic Union with me, and well, the weather's still continuing to do well.
Yeah, Dar, the afternoon here continues to get better. The heat's staying away, and the clouds seem to be moving out. So
I know you guys are doing a lot more too on social media, aren't you, with the association? And tell us a little bit about what's going on with that.
Yeah, you bet. We really looked into increasing our brand awareness and increase what we're doing on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We've always had a great Twitter presence, but really increasing the engagement that we have on those platforms.
So Kennedy Liker will step in, the catcher, to lead it off for Newton. Takes it low for ball one. Abby Hillas on the mound. Delivers, strike, 1-1. Newton trailing here, 1-0. These guys in blue, how are they selected for these games?
Well, I mean, we have a officials coordinator for softball. Her name's Kathy Creighton. She works throughout the year for us, assigning our umpire staff, and it's a very fine process we have. We make sure that we're selecting the best of the best for the state tournament, and I think it's worked out really well for us so far.
3-1 pitch, and a strike as Liker was going to walk down to first, but runs the count full at 3-2. Leadoff batter here for Newton in the top of the third. And this one slapped by the diving second baseman for the first hit here for Newton. Another one of the things I know you've done, and I've seen it, is the ticket. My ticket punch and all those pictures. Those are kind of cool as they get the win the game to go to state.
You bet, Dar. Yeah, it's a great little campaign that we have. It's really taken off on social media. You mentioned that earlier with some of the things that we're doing, and the student athletes and the teams, they love receiving those tickets once they punch their ticket to state. It's a little commemorative piece for them on their road to the state tournament, and then our champions will also receive a ticket at the end of the tournament that says ticket redeemed. So it's kind of a nice continuation of that campaign.
Well, they're not even going to mess around with Baltman with a runner on. They're going to walk her with, and that's understandable with the bat that she has.
No kidding.
And so they walked her unintentionally to lead off the game. And now a little conference over there, and attendance things seem like they've been pretty good. A lot of fans here.
Again, yeah, I think the weather plays into that as well. It's just been a great crowd throughout the entire week. We've had some great fans from all the schools that have qualified for state, and I'm sure it'll continue as we work our way through the week.
Any other things people need to know about the association while we got you here?
You know, Dar, we just appreciate all the support that we've had from all the parents, all the administrators across the state, and of course our corporate partners. Many of them invest in our organization because they care about the Iowa girl and what the Iowa girl represents. So we're just very thankful for the continued support that they continue to offer us.
It brings up Carly Liker, and she looks at the bunt, but the runners will go down as the ball gets by the catcher. There. So now runners at second and third, no outs, and Newton at the plate in a good spot here with the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at second, no outs. Carly Liker at the plate. She grounded out her first time up and takes the ball outside, 2-0. That's high. Okay, so I'd ask Laura, what's the strategy? 3-0, you let her hit away or you take?
Well, I think you give it a swing. Why not? You got runners in scoring position, second and third, no outs. Give her a chance to drive in these runs.
Okay. She is taken all the way.
Taken all the way. And it doesn't hurt either way, you know?
No, either way. But if you get a good one, drive it.
Might as well swing, yeah.
Make something happen here, especially with first base open. And she takes a swing there, gets a little bit of just gets a piece of it, but Abby Hillas working back here. The pitcher worked the count back full.
Yeah, after getting behind, she battled her way back. You're absolutely right there, Dar. See if she can get a punch out here.
Went 3-0, now has got it back to full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Looked squared to bunt, pulled back, and it's going to be a walk. Bases will be loaded here. And Taylor Ryan, the senior, First baseman will come up. She flying out to the shortstop. Last time up. Here's where you got to really be sure on defense where you're going. Imagine you'll come to the plate on most everything in the infield here.
I would think so. Yeah, you got to make sure you know where you're headed there, because any hesitation might cost you.
Bases loaded. No outs. This one lifted foul over the left side. By Taylor Ryan. Tom Florian from the Girls Union sitting in with us here for just a bit. Runners, bases loaded. 0-1 pitch, fouled off again.
Second one, she's just a little under and a little late. Let's see if she can square around and drive that ball past the infield.
Now for the runners, they got to be careful to line drive, not to stray too far here. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's high. Try to make her swing at one. Offered up there and tried to get the strikeout.
Absolutely right. I mean, it's kind of worked for the first two pitches there. We'll see what happens.
1-2 is outside. Not offering. The senior. Distinguishing choice here at the plate. Here's the 2-2 now. Bases loaded, no outs. This one slapped right at the second baseman. Dives for the double play at second. What a play by Emily Halas.
Dar, it's what you just mentioned. They had to be hesitant if a line drive was in the air. Make sure that he get doubled off, and she made a great play at second base.
So Halas stabs it, dives to second, and gets the runner there for 2 outs. So all of a sudden, 2 outs and a runner at third. And that brings up Mackenzie Brown. There's a ball. Blacker goes down to second. Foul back. And Mayer, the pitcher. Sure, the coaches talk to him on the base, you know, but it's so hard when
it's so hard when you get in the game.
Yeah, and especially the way she cranked on that ball, it sounded, you know, like boom, it was going to go somewhere.
It had solid contact. Yeah. I thought it was going to roll all the way to the wall if I got past the infield, but great play by the second baseman.
Maher trying to help her own cause, hits it deep to left, and it'll be caught by the center fielder. So Newton challenges here, but get put down with a big defensive play. Tom Florian, thanks for joining us here. Appreciate it.
Dar, yeah.
Great working with you guys at the Girls Union.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for having me, and I'll send it back to Laura.
All right, we'll be back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Iowa pig farmers care. Learn more at iowapork.org.
We go to the bottom of the third inning. Well, that was an exciting one for you to say there.
I know.
But I just talked with Tom about don't let those runners stray too far off there, and that's what happened. Did a great play there by Emily Halas to get that double play.
Well, rule of thumb is make the line drive go through when there's less than 2 outs. Make sure that it gets through the infield, and that time Voltman didn't. She was off with the crack of the bat because it sure sounded like it was a solid base hit.
We go to the top of the order. Meyer, she grounded out to first last time up. Takes the ball. So big defensive inning for ADM to hold that lead. There's a strike. Bases loaded, no outs, and Luke can't push one across. This one slapped to the shortstop. Over for out number 1. And that'll bring up Abby Halas, the pitcher. She struck out the first time. This one foul down the line.
Tries to go the other way with it down the left field line there. Overplaying her a little bit because of the left-handed hitter. Not playing on the line as much, and if she gets one down that way, it's going to roll all the way to the fence.
And that one into left field for the base hit. And I'm sure Abby gave Emily a big pat on the back when she came into the dugout for that defensive play that kind of bailed her out. Abby on the mound out there.
That was a great play. I mean, it was just one of those balls right at the fielder, and then the smart play to just go and try to scramble to get the second out and complete the double play.
Taya Spiker will come in and run at first. And brings up Sierra Wyatt, the first baseman. She struck out last time up. She squares the bunt, puts one down. Oh, the third baseman goes down, and you can't come up and throw that way. Went down on it, and everybody's safe.
Charging a little bit too hard from the hot corner, and that ball got by her. She had to smother it, and then was not able to get up and throw.
And that brings up Ashley Tennant. She was hit by the pitch and scored at the bottom of the second. There's a strike. Again, she's the big hitter there. And bunting looks easy when you're sitting here and watching it, but it is not easy when you're at the plate, is it?
No, it isn't, and it just depends on how the pitchers are throwing and how you handle the bat. You've got to be able to see what the ball is doing. If it's a rise ball, either stay off of it or get on top of it and get it down in the playing field. A lot of times you see bunts popped up because players dip the head of the bat.
Yeah, that's how you handle that bat when you get the head on the ball. So 0-2 here now to Ashley Tennant as Newton find themselves in a little bit of a jam with runners on. One out. And there's a delivery, swing and a miss, and boy, she got Tennant there.
A couple of times we've seen the ADM players call for time, and Mark Amadeo is not granting that, so then they have to refocus of what they're doing at the plate, and we've not seen a good result after that.
No, and then Mary just brought it. And this one is foul down the left field line. And strike one. That was low in the dirt. 1-1. Two out, runners at first and second here for ADM, trying to add to their one-run lead. Turns on that quickly, fouls it off. We've had a lot of fireworks early. So far, just one run in this
a lot of action.
matchup. Here's a delivery. This one is lifted back. The shortstop will go back onto the grass and make the play to end the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base at the end of 3 complete. ADM up 1-0 here, back with the top of the 4th after this on CISN.TV.
Welcome to Fairway, where we're not a mega food, fashion, fitness, you name it center. For 80 years, we've been your neighborhood meat and grocery store, focused on cutting you the highest quality meats for your backyard barbecue, providing the freshest ingredients for your summer salad, and making sure your shopping trip is as easy and sweet as Grandma's blueberry pie. So while others try to put it all under one roof, at Fairway, we put our all into meat and grocery. Welcome to Fairway, where we're not a mega food, fashion, fitness, you name it center.
Go to the top of the fourth inning. ADM up on Newton, 1-0. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters here for the Newton Cardinals. Darty Danielson, Laura Leonard. What have you seen so far here?
I think a lot of good defense, some timely hitting, and some really good pitching. You know, Adel manufactured Adel de Soto Minburn, ADM. I'm from the era it just was Adel.
Yep.
But they just manufactured their run.
Got the leadoff walk and got her around. This is Mackenzie Brown, the third baseman, flied out to left, first time up. Takes a few steps up and then fouls it off the left side. And so far, neither of these pitchers have been too worried with runners on, but they've had some good defensive play behind them too, and that always helps. There's a punt laid down. Third baseman comes up, fires, not in time. Bunt single as Brown motors down the line. The leadoff runner is on.
Boy, that was so well done. She just picked the right pitch, and that ball was up, but she leveled off the bat, laid it down, and then turned on the speed.
Audrey Lucas, the designated player, walked last time and got stranded at second. Newton stranded 4 runners so far. Now one at first, one they'd like to get over. There's a ball low, because that would tie it up. A lot of strategy going on, too, in these first few innings.
Newton uses that system where they have the cards on their wrists, and the coach just gives them a series of numbers.
And that's a looper over the third baseman. She swung away, but barely got anything on that. It kind of hit down toward the handle, but just enough to loop over the third baseman.
Yeah, she got jammed on that one, took a full cut, and it was perfectly placed as a third baseman. Hickey was pulled in.
So back-to-back singles by Newton, and that brings up Harley Durr, the left fielder. She grounded out on a sacrifice to first. First time up. She checks the wristband. And takes a strike. I think that started out in football. Now it's spread out to a lot of sports, hasn't it, with the old wristband and looking at the plays?
Yeah, it's become very prominent in softball, and more teams use that now, seeing it.
Slapped through over the head of the shortstop. Run's going to come around to score to tie it up. The sender from third. And they bobble the cutoff. And that'll be 2 scored for Newton. 2 RBI for Harley Durr. She goes into second on the throw. And Newton takes their first lead with their first 2 runs and 3 straight singles here in the top of the 4th.
Solid hit right into the gap, splits the 2 outfielders. It gets all the way to the fence, and that definitely you knew was going to score 1 run. And then Coach Casey Price jumping up and down, sending the second run, and they did bobble it. I think it would have been close if they hadn't have bobbled the cutoff.
And it was hit so hard that Addison Smith, the shortstop, didn't even have a chance to leap up and try to, you know, it wasn't that far over her head, but it was hit so hard that she didn't really have a chance to try to sling that glove up and knock that down, because if she does, she might have had a chance to knock it down in the infield.
Right.
You know, but and then, as you say, then it rolls to the back there, and we got a 2-1 ball game here.
And nobody out.
And nobody out still, yeah. And that brings up Mackenzie Johnson, the second baseman. Popped out to the shortstop last time up. And Newton's got things working here in the top of the 4th. That one is low. Durr out there at second. Johnson, 83-17 coming in. This one fouled off the left side. It's 1-1, no outs. chopped foul to the left side again. 1 and 2. It seems like all these batters are making good use at the plate, aren't they? I mean, they're taking their cuts.
Well, they are, because both these pitchers are going to be around the zone. They're not wild.
This one, oh, just drops in front of the shortstop. She'll come up and late. And man, that ball just a bloop right there in front of the shortstop. She had to go down to get it. By the time she got back up off her knees, she couldn't get it over there to first.
Great effort, though, that she was able to knock it down and even make the throw over to first.
So runners at the corners now. No outs on 4 straight singles by Newton. Kennedy Liker, catcher's up. She got a single her last time up. Squares to bunt here. Showing bunt. Pulls back, takes a strike. And that one drops. Another bloop. And they overthrow third base. Oh, and she tripped on the bag. That was going to be a close play with the other there.
Probably lucky that she did trip on third base.
That ball didn't go very far, and I think she was going to, might have been thrown out on a good throw, but man, Liker and ADM's got to feel right now, man, they're just dunking us all over the place here.
They are, and that's, you know, that's just sometimes the luck of the draw. Those are the things that happen in games like this.
And number 13 comes in to run for Newton.
Jenkins.
And Baltman comes to the plate. And they're just going to send her to first. They're not going to mess around with the runners here. There's a strike. So bases loaded. No outs. And Liker at the plate. Grounded out, and this one is fouled back. She tried to bunt.
That would have certainly been a double play if that ball would have been fair, because the catcher popped up and grabbed it. Kind of could have stepped on first and thrown to, or stepped on home and thrown to first.
Right to first, yeah. Would have been a big defensive play. Here's the 0-2. This one she slaps to the shortstop. They'll come home in time for the force on the fielder's choice for the first out. And keeps the bases loaded, though. Brings up Taylor Ryan. Popped out to short, popped out to second. She's the one that, well, I guess it was that line out to second, then the double play. This one fouled off right side, 1-1. And now bases loaded here. ADM trying to minimize the damage at this point. This one fouled back, 1-2.
The infield really pulled in. Shortstop Smith's pulled in. Halas is pulled in over at second. Again, one of those little bloop hits could fall in.
Goes high, 2-2. Count. This one is going to go foul, left side. Long foul ball there. And anything in the gap's going to be big trouble here for ADM. 2-2 pitch, 1 out, runners on every base. And lifts it, and that's going to get out of play, just out of play. Over into the camera area over there. So Ryan bat right now against Abby Klaas. This one to the second baseman. She'll come home in time. And they get the force. On the fielder's choice again. And a tumble by, that wasn't Liker, that was the pinch runner, right?
Jenkins.
Jenkins. She came in and almost tripped before she got to the plate. I think she was going to try to dive in and beat the throw, but so now the Cardinals have batted around here. Peyton Mayer, the pitcher, comes up, grounded out and flied out. She would like to get a hit here and help her cause a little bit. Takes a strike.
Big at bat.
1, excuse me. And oh, what a play to come over. Halas makes another beautiful defensive play there. Second baseman catches that. Looked like another blooper going to fall in, but she shuts off the damage after 3 runs on 5 hits for Newton. They now lead 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th after this on CISN.TV.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history.
Well, if you like action, this is a game for you. Class 4A, as Newton is pulled ahead in the top of the 4th inning, 3-1 against ADM. They'll come to bat with 6, 7, and 8 to play here. And today's game brought to you by Buena Vista University on the Mid-American Energy Iowa High School Girls Sports Network. Busta, the designated player, will step in. She singled and got to third, was stranded there her last time up. Takes a ball.
That's ball 2. What great defense we have seen.
Yeah, and you talk about it. ADM gave up 3 runs, but for the defense, that could have been a lot more in that last inning.
Yeah, after those 3 runs scored, they did a good job of shutting things down.
Down the third baseline, gloved there by Mackenzie Brown for the first out for ADM. That brings up Emily Halas. She has been all over the out there on defense in her second base spot, saving probably a couple runs with that catch last time, and she steps in. She reached on a fielder's choice and was stranded at second the first time up and fouls one off.
Yeah, that last one for sure would have scored 2. She saved a couple of runs for her team as she did earlier.
Yeah, she got turned a double play, unassisted double play. Also catching a line drive and then running over, diving to second to get the runner off. And it's 1-1 count here. She fouls that one off the high pitch. Just a sophomore. Only senior is Tennant in this lineup.
Coach Dillinger telling them to stay off the high pitches.
And that goes foul. Well, Dillinger, he's got 3 titles at North Polk, 2000, 2006, and 2008 titles when he coached there. And he's got over almost 1,200 wins in his career, so.
He knows the game.
Yep.
And those North Polk teams were very, very good.
He's done it here now with ADM. Hanging in there at 1 and 2. Maher shakes off that pitch and delivers this one low.
Job by Liker, just keeping that ball in front even though no runners on.
Yeah, it's kind of dropped a little bit, but it was low and it could have scooted by. This one is fouled up high and behind us for Halas. 2-2 the count. 1 out. Number 7 batter here for ADM. This one is ripped deep to right. Center and off the glove as she got up against the fence there, and that'll fall in. Almost, I would score that almost a hit with the way she went up against the fence. We're still waiting to see what they put up over there on the scoreboard, and I think they are going to score that as a double.
Now they just put an error up.
Oh, they did. Okay, well, I spoke too soon. And Emily Kay, the left fielder, comes up. She struck out. And this one dropped through the middle. And they're going to send the runner. Oh, and the ball scoots by the catcher. And an RBI makes it a 3-2 ball game.
That throw from Liker was on line, and it just short hopped the catcher right over her glove. She was in position to field it, and she thought it was going to come up. It stayed down and got all the way to the backstop.
Yeah, it stayed down and just scooted, didn't it?
Yeah.
Right by her there. Otherwise, that was going to be pretty tight, close play at the plate.
I think they had her at the plate.
And now a meeting at the mound. 3-2 here as ADM puts one up here in the bottom of the fourth with still just 1 out and a runner now at second. The tying run at second, and the go-ahead run will come to the plate. Aniston Smith, the shortstop. Wow. A lot of action in this 4A matchup. And here we go. Smith will step in. She'd like to bring Emily Kay around to the plate to tie this up. Number 9 batter fouls off the first pitch. Kind of fisted her inside there.
Not allowing her to get the fat part of the bat on the ball.
On the batter. This one fouled back. Two pitches just inside for a ball. 1 and 2. Depth here for the infield. Hamlin's low.
Missing her spots right now. And you can see a little bit of change in the emotion of Mayer out there in the circle.
2-2 looks in, delivers, and low. With the scowl, she's not happy she's not getting up in the spot she wants, is she?
No, and they've thrown it there. They've gone that spot a couple of different times, and she's just not getting it up in around the knees to get that call.
Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, and struck her out. And a big strikeout for Newton as Maher battles back. That'll bring up the top of the order. Morgan Meyer is grounded out twice. Two outs, runner still at second. First pitch, foul, away. This one gonna drop in the gap, the center. They're gonna send the runner, cut, and they didn't even let it come through. Okay, will score to tie it up.
There again, I think they could have let that ball come through.
They might have had a play, wouldn't they?
And they would have had a play at the plate.
Maher kind of, I know she's mad she gave up the hit, but you gotta. But somebody's got to talk to her too, don't they?
Yeah, and I don't know if she didn't hear it because the crowd's loud, and she just thought, you know, I'm cutting it. And I know that's frustrating her right now, but she's got to put it behind her and try to get out of this inning just as a tie ball game.
Andy Halas at the plate, 0-1. Takes it inside for a ball. She'd like to drive a run in so she can go back out to the mound and with the lead. As it is now, they've gotten two back and tied it. This one fouled off. And Maher ready, looks in. Livers gets the called strike, big strike out there to end the inning, but not before they get two runs. What was it? 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. At the end of 4 complete, we're tied 3-3 on CISN.TV.
Iowa pig farmers care. Learn more at iowapork.org.
We go to the top of the 5th inning, and we start the top of the 5th where we started at the top of the 4th for Newton as they batted all the way around, got 3 runs, but then gave up 2 in the bottom, so we're tied 3-3 here. Dar Danielson, Lord Leonard on CISN.TV in this 4A semifinal, the chance to move on to the title game on Friday. And it'll be Mackenzie Brown who got the single parade started in the 4th inning. Singled and scored, then Aubrey Lucas singled and scored, and Harley Durr singled and scored. And they got 3 runs in. And we talked about it, ADM did well to get out of that with just 3 runs, and now they come right back and we're tied again.
Well, if you go back to this ball game and if ADM wins it, you go back to that inning and their defense keeping them in the ball game, only giving up those 3 runs.
Brown lifts the first pitch out deep and gone to right field.
Well, Mackenzie Brown didn't like this game being tied, so one swing of the bat, she was able to launch it out there to right center field, and a fan in the upper row of those bleachers right out there stood up and caught it.
And just home run number 2 on the season for Brown. And just like that, Newton back on top. Brings up Aubrey Lucas, designated player. She's walked, singled, 1 for 1, and a run scored. Swings and misses. Wow, there was no doubt about that one, was there?
There wasn't. Now, sometimes you just step up to the plate, you have that mindset, you know the pitcher wants to get ahead in the count. and they're going to be in and around the zone, you just go ahead and take a good swing at it, and she got all of it.
Up at the scoreboard, and they only had one, but that's a strikeout for out number 1. Brings up Harley Durr, the left fielder. She sacrificed the runner around in the second, got a single and scored with an RBI in the 4th. And now, now they're talking about the count because I thought it was 0-1, and then they had the 0-1, but then they only put up 1 strike. And then called her out on that last pitch.
Well, like Mark Amadeo called a meeting of the umpires. They all have the clickers in their hands.
Yeah, they all keep the count there. And if you check with everybody. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought it was 0-1. And then she took the second strike. Well, they only put up 1 on the board out there. And then he rang her up on the second one, but it doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. It's like you say, the umpire holds a clicker and he changes it. That's when I umpired a couple years softball. You learn how to use the right hand to move that clicker. And there's a strike to Harley Durr. So it's 0-1 to her. And then, as you say, the base umpires also keep track too, in case there's a question.
And the umpire's doing what they're supposed to do. If there's a question, come together, confer.
Talk, and then the guy wearing the mask is the final say on what it is. There's the bunt to the pitcher. Throws it high, but good job by Wyatt to pull it in over at first base. And that brings out number 2. Brings up Mackenzie Johnson. She popped out to short and singled and takes a strike. Those were some of the hottest days of my life. Umpiring. Just in college and doing a couple years of that, and man, there were days we're lucky on a July day to get this. And this one slapped back through the middle for a base hit.
Well, I know the girls' union is always looking for new young umpires to come and fill the ranks.
Well, in any sport, they're looking for it. I do a little soccer refereeing in any sport. If you're out there and you want to do it, and one thing people think, well, how am I going to do it? They give you a lot of support and a lot of training.
Yep, they sure do. They sure do. And it's, you know, you rise through the ranks and you get the opportunity to be at a great venue like this doing the state tournament.
Kennedy Liker with the strike. She's singled twice, 2 for 2 today in that 9-hole. Takes that one inside. And a lot of efforts too been made that the fans lay off the umpires, you know, because it is not an easy job. Swing and a miss, runner going, and she'll go down to second without a throw. As that low pitch would have made it hard anyway for Ashley.
Right.
But right now, Bloss just got to worry about the batter with the 1-2 count, 2 outs. And outside pitch is a ball.
They set up out there, tried to get her to go after
it. This one looped over and boom, drops in the hole. And the run to the plate is there.
A again.
Well, and Newton, we're going to start calling the Newton bloopers because they've had a lot of those today. My goodness. That gets them another run here off the blue pit down the third baseline. And Jenkins back in the run, I think.
Right, Jenkins coming in to run, and Liker's had a couple of those little blue hits over that third baseman drawn in.
Brings up the top of the order. Vaultman, she's walked 3 times, and they're going to send her over again. They're not going to mess around with her. 4 walks now, and she's got 7 homers. She had a double in the winning walk-off homer in the first round. And there's a bunt attempt foul by Liker. Carly Liker, the center fielder. She's 0 for 2 with a walk. Liker steps in 0-1. Lifts this one toward left, and the left fielder on the run, Emily Kay, runs it down, but not before Newton gets 2 runs off the home run and a single. There's, let's see, 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 left on base at the end of 4 1/2, 5-3. Newton back with the bottom of the 5th after this on CISN.TV.
This is Iowa, and here we don't just dream, we make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively relentless.
Go to the bottom of the 5th inning. ADM answered in the 4th when Newton took the lead. Now let's see if they can do it here again. In the bottom of the 5th, it'll be the 3-4-5 batters up for the Tigers. Sierra Wyatt, the first baseman, got a single and a strikeout. She'll step in against Peyton Mayer. Lays off that high one. 5-3 Newton. Got in 2. The top of the 5th. This one ripped foul down the third baseline. 1-1.
Now starting to get down to the nitty-gritty here, 5th inning. Starting to run out of outs.
There's a strike, 1-2. Yeah, for ADM, you want to get something on the board going here. You want to keep them close. They do have the last at bat, but that one's high. Five left on base for ADM. Through the first 4. 2-2 the count. Maher spins the ball around in her hand a little bit, gets the grip she wants. Ooh, that was close at the knees, but it's a ball. Gonna send the count full.
She likes to work that area, down and in. It's a tough pitch to have to try to hit.
Lay off, lifted foul over the left side. All these batters have seen a lot of pitches here. That one's low and there's a walk. We've seen very few batters go up there and take just a couple pitches.
Right. And we haven't seen a lot of 1, 2, 3 strike, you're out type of situations either.
Here comes Ashley Tennant. And they've been able to pitch around her. They hit her the first time she scored, then she struck out. There's a strike. She's got 14 home runs on the season.
Yeah, you gotta be careful here because she does have the power.
This one lifted high left side is going to be out of play. And she's behind 0-2.
And that's just the kind of pitch that she likes, kind of up there in the zone, something that she can elevate.
Count. No outs. Just gets a piece of that one. Wyatt with the walk down at first. Tennant now the tying run here at the plate. She goes over to talk to the coach a little bit. Strategy are they talking about?
Well, you know, 2 strikes, there's not a whole lot of strategy. I think that, yeah, you got to protect, but you know, I think that was more of just a calming her down type of talk. And, you know, she is out in front of it. Everything that she's seeing, she's pulling it.
She fouls that one off. 2-2. 0-2 with fouled off the last 2 pitches. This one ripped a little deep, but it's foul.
Yeah, Coach Dillinger is saying, you know, let it just get a little, stay back. You want to keep the hands back. Don't be too anxious. Square one up, and we've got a tie ball game.
0-2 pitch again. Outside. Ball drew a gasp from the fans as that was close.
And you can afford to waste one there. You're up in the count 0-2.
Again, pitchers count. This one again sent long and deep, but way to the left. That's the 4th pitch she's fouled off here.
That's why I think you saw them go outside 2 pitches ago. Because she's just pulling everything.
Here's a delivery again. This one slapped into the left center field gap. But they'll hold the runner as it got out there pretty quick. And a good play by Harley Durer to get on that. So the battle there, and Tennant wins out on that in a 8-pitch at bat. She finally gets a single out. And now runners at first and second. No out. The tying run at first is Tennant. That brings up Brooke Hickey. And Olivia Talari runs again with Tennant. And here's Brooke Hickey. Right to the third baseman. Has to get the cover, and it's there in time by the shortstop. A tough play. But
wow, was that close.
Yeah. And that's tough for the shortstop to run to her left and have to make the catch and step on the bag, but they get the lead runner.
I don't think Mackenzie Brown felt like she would be able to get to third base on her own and was waiting and waiting to the last minute to just give a little pitch over there to third.
Britton Busta takes it low, the designated player. She's got a single, stranded at third, and then popped out to the first baseman. There's a strike right in there, 1-1 to Busta. Go ahead and tying runs on base with 1 out here for Busta. Fouls it off to the left side.
Well, this game defensively has been a little bit cleaner game than the games we've seen previously. There were a lot of errors in those other games in the 3A matchups. So far, just the 1 error here in this ballgame.
14 combined hits. This one fouled off. 8 hits for Newton, 6 hits for ADM.
Well, that's where they work, and that's where Mayor likes to work, is in on the hands.
Pause time, gets set, now we're ready to go again. Just a little change there, just about caught her, but she just got enough of the bat on.
Just had the hands going, able to slow him down, to be able to spoil that off-speed pitch.
Good place for it, but she reacted well. 1 and 2. Tried that again, the change, and that one goes foul.
Now, fans don't like that. I know her feet were in fair territory, but the ball was in foul.
Foul territory, yep. Where the ball is. She's fouled her off 4 times here with the 1-2 count. Busta, the 8th grader, steps in. A lot of poise for an 8th grader there at the plate. Delivery. This one lifted high on the infield to the shortstop. After all that, a cop out.
Infield fly rule into effect.
And there's 2 away. So second baseman. 0 for 2 here. This one is lifted toward left center, over the head of the center fielder, or left fielder rather. 1 run is in. Second run, they cut it, and there she didn't know where to go with it, and we got a tie ball game.
Emily Halas is having herself quite a ball game today.
Holy cow, yes. Defensively and now at the plate. She's reached on an error last time and scored. And that last one, that was when they hit it to the fence. It kind of charged an error. That was close to being a hit last time, but here that's a definite hit. And she drives in the tying and go-ahead run, and she's out at second with 2 outs.
And you're right, and some communication as far as the defense goes. Nobody talking to Brown over there at third as the throw came into third. She could have turned around and thrown home. They might have had a play.
Boy, and both these teams, there's no hesitation when that runner's coming around third, is there? They're sending them. They're going to let's make them make the play. And so far, it's paid off for the most part here. As Emily Kay steps in, she singled and scored and struck out. 1 for 2, and this one drops in. They're going to send the runner from third again. Throw's cut. There won't be a play to the plate, and ADM back in the lead. On the RBI single by Emily Kay, the left fielder.
Big 2-out rally, just what ADM needed.
And now tied with double 8s on the scoreboard for hits for both these 2 teams. But Adele has turned theirs into 6 runs. And this was fouled off by Aniston Smith. He struck out twice. Delivers off speed, and that didn't catch the plate.
Ooh, I thought that was in there. I thought the arm was going to go up and he was going to call a strike, but it's down in the zone.
2. This one lifted high. The left fielder are going to come over and make the play and the inning, but not before they plate 3 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. No errors, 1 left on. At the end of 5 complete, ADM 6, Newton 5. Newton will come to bat in the top of the 6th after this on CISN.TV.
Everybody believes in competition and good sportsmanship. Who knows it's not about the trophies or medals, but not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, play for the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Cheers. Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies we lose, but about the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not
We will go to the top of the 6th inning. It's been a back and forth matchup here between Newton and ADM. Newton took the lead in the top of the 5th, then ADM grabbed it right back with 3 in the bottom. And we come to the top of the 6th with Newton 3-4-5 batters and trailing by 1. And both teams have answered when they've had to so far. Laura?
It's just been a battle of wills. I mean, you know, yeah, fine, we're down a run. We'll just come right back and get it right back in our half of the inning. And that's just the way both of these teams have played it.
Taylor Ryan, strike. The first baseman. 0 for 3, and this one is fouled off left side. This one back towards center. Going to drop. And she'll stand up at second with a leadoff double. Taylor Ryan.
Neither team backing down, as we said, and just come up to the plate with confidence. Go after a pitch that you like and start the inning off. And what a great way to start the inning off.
Brings up the pitcher, Peyton Maher. She's 0 for 3 today. And she'd like nothing more than to drive that runner in from second to tie it up and then come in herself, take the lead. No outs. There's a strike.
Mayer is hitless, flown out to center, hopped out over to second.
And now flied out to first. So, yeah, she's 0 for 4 now. Brings up the third base, Mackenzie Brown. Last time up, she jacked it into the top row of the bleachers in right center field. Takes one high and away.
You know, at the plate, you have to be thinking, even though you hit the home run the last at bat, you're not truly a home run hitter. You're looking to hit a gap.
Yep. And there she came in like she might. But, yeah, right now you want to get that run around and get it tied up here. 2-0 count to Brown. And, yeah, how careful. I mean, she hit that home run, but it was only, let me say, like the third one, so it's not like big power there. So 3-0 pitch. And she's taken all the way, and she's walked.
Well, they were not going to give her anything to hit, and you can't blame them.
Brings up Aubrey Lucas, the designated player. She's walked, singled, and scored, and struck out. So Halas talking to the outfield there for a minute, telling them what the situation is as Lucas squares like she's going to bunt it, pulls back, takes a ball.
You have a little discipline at the plate as Halas has missed the zone over the last few pitches.
She looks, gets the sign, and looks to that part of her forearm, and that's fouled off. The more I think about it, the more maybe that isn't such a bad deal, because I remember in Little League, sometimes I'd forget which sign was the run and bunt, and sometimes the players.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe that you know, just give them which one and they look at the list. Here she squares to bunt and then swings away for a strike. And it's 1 and 2.
You know, I mean, you're right. Everybody, you know, there's the indicator. This is bunt, this is steal, this is... But you also get the numbers, and you can look quickly at your card and get transposed numbers and see something different. So
that one just outside, yep. 2-2 count. 1 out, runners at first and second for Newton, trailing by a run here in the top of the 6th. Took the lead in the 5th, but ADM came right back. She hangs tough there, fouls it off. Interesting to know what the pitch count is of both these pitchers here today.
I'm sure we can track that down here.
This one lifted, blooper, gonna fall! And over to third, everybody's safe!
My goodness.
Another blooper. That's got to be at least 4 for Newton here.
At least. Where they have just fallen in between fielders.
Yeah, they're right there, and it's right in the spot where, and man, credit Taylor Ryan over there to get to third. You know, you kind of wait to see. At first it looked like they might catch it, and you don't want to get doubled off. Right. But then when she saw it drop, she scooted over quickly and brings up Harley Dewar. Takes a pitch for a ball. Dewar is 1 for 3 with a single, RBI, and scored. Bases loaded, 1 out. Newton trying to get the go-ahead or the tying run, and they'll come to the plate and get the lead runner out. We're out number 2 on the fielder's choice. And there again, another good defensive play. Brings up Mackenzie Johnson, the second baseman. She's flied out 2 singles and scored a run, so she's 2 for 3. At the plate today for Newton.
Well, you asked how many pitches? Well, for Halas, 116 in this ball game.
They're swinging, and now they throw late down to third. What'd you say, how many?
116, 48 balls, 68 strikes.
Johnson shows, bunt pulls back, takes high. And Mackenzie Brown really getting a big lead over there at third.
But you can go as far as how far the third baseman is cheating in. So with 2 outs, I think you might want to back up a little bit at third, but she's coming in.
And that's dribbled foul down the third baseline. 1 and 2, 2 outs, bases loaded. Newton has the tying run at third, trying to squeeze it across. Even it up here in the top of the 6th. That's the ball, 2-2. Takes it high, scored that bunt, and then pulls it back. So we go to the count full. Full count, 2 outs, bases loaded. Something's going to happen here.
Is it the understatement of the day to say this is a big pitch?
Yeah. And she walks it in the tying run. And we're tied 6-6. Brings up Kendi Liker, who's 3 for 3 out of the number 9 spot.
You know, and how about the discipline that Johnson showed at bat, knowing that Halas is a rise ball pitcher. She stayed off of it, was not too anxious at the plate, and took the walk.
There's a strike to Liker in the first pitch. Driven in a couple of runs. Liker drive in another here to give them the lead. This one down the third baseline and go to first. Ooh, almost a bobble there, but Newton gets what they need, 1 run off of, what was it, 2 hits and 2 left on. We're tied at 6 apiece. We go to the bottom of the 6th after this on CISN.TV.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Well, we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Star Danielson, Laura Leonard here in the 4A semifinal on CISN.TV. On the Mid-American Energy Iowa High School Girls Sports Network. Also brought to you by the pork producers today. And, well, now time for ADM to answer, I guess.
Now it's, that's the way this game has gone, is just back and forth, and everybody seems to answer one another with their runs.
Mayer on the mound for Newton. Top of the order, Morgan Meyer. For ADM takes the ball. She's grounded out. Single drove in a run in the 4th. 1 for 2. Plate. Low for ball 2. We talked about it. That's the last game, but you don't want to give up a walk here, especially a leadoff walk after you've just taken the lead.
Yeah, especially at this point of the ball game, you're in the 6th inning. You don't want to do that.
She goes to 3-0.
And we've seen how the Tigers have been able to manufacture those runs. They do it on their own. It's not necessarily getting the base hits. They do it with smart base running.
So a 4-pitch walk to the leadoff batter. Morgan Meyer goes down to first, representing the tying run. Brings up Abby Halas. Strikeout, 2 strikeouts and a single, 1 for 3 today. She looks down and traditional signs from the coach in the third base box and steps in on the left side.
Which I am partial to.
Yeah. And this one is lifted back toward the shortstop. She'll get it just back on the grass by a step. And there's one away. And brings up Sierra Wyatt, who struck out, singled, and walked. Stranded on base twice here.
You want to get that runner into scoring position.
And that's turns on that, rips it foul.
That was a rip.
Yeah. Had to get the coach out of the way over there. Timeout called. Coach wants to go out to the mound. Talk to the pitcher.
And this is just a meeting between pitcher, catcher, and coach. And more maybe with just the pitcher.
Yeah.
Catcher just listening in, Mike are listening in.
Coach doing a lot of talking, pitcher shaking her head.
Yeah.
Want to be sure, don't lose focus here.
Right, and don't make a mistake.
Nothing else going to your last at bat with tied up and a chance to take the lead and then force them to come back. And down to third baseman, off the third baseman's glove. It'll be fair. And just a hot smash. And
yeah, I don't know if that was a hot shot. And they might
say that's probably going to be a hit. We'll see. First and second, one out here. And Ashley Tennant comes up. Singled and scored her last time up. After a marathon at that, where she fouled off like 4 pitches. And here's a spot where you're only senior, you'd like to step up and do something. And she rips that one foul. Wow. That just over the top of the fence there down the left field line. There's some people over there sitting, but I think it got over everybody's head without damage, hopefully. 1-1 pitch. Delivery. High and past the catcher. Wild pitch. Will send the runners down. That's big.
Yeah, that puts a little bit different strategy into play here now that you have runners in second and third and only one out. We've seen Coach Dillinger have his team execute a squeeze bunt. I would not be surprised if we see it.
Yeah, and with Tennant's power, 14 home runs, you don't want to give her anything there.
Right.
Wouldn't be too bad maybe if you walked her and the bases loaded, then you got to play,
Yeah, because your situation here, she could lift one and be a sacrifice fly.
And she keeps it low. Full count. Left that one a little high. Tennant tried to turn around on it, but ripped. Wow. Off that dugout to the left there, and that ball had some smoke on it.
I'm pretty sure if we'd go over there and look at that dugout, there's a dent.
Yeah, there's a dent,
there.
maybe a little bit of smudgy yellow from that ball, too. Tennant steps back in. 3-2 pitch. And Chopper fooled her a little bit on that one.
Coach Rick Dillinger fields that one. A little bobble, but I'm sure that's one of many that he's fielded from that third base dugout.
This one lifted high and deep. Gone! 3-run home run by Tennant.
Well, you and I were just talking. Do you not give her anything to hit?
Yep.
Do you put her on, load them up? And they challenged her.
And
she was up for it.
She answered after fouling 3 pitches off with the 3-2 count. She sends it deep, and it's a 10-6 lead now for ADM with 1 out. And Brooke Hickey will come to the plate. Whoa. 15 round trippers for Ashley Tennant, and none bigger than that one to add some insurance runs here in this 4A semifinal.
Okay, I'm going to ask a crazy question, but wasn't it tied up 6-6? Yes, there they just changed it. It should be 9-6.
Yeah, 9-6. Yep.
I know it. We've been here a long time today, but I thought.
Well, I looked for a minute. For some reason, I was thinking the bases were loaded too for a minute there, but no.
Well, we were talking about
it.
Put her on.
Put her on. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, but no. So Brooke Hickey comes up. She's 0 for 3. And takes the ball. Yeah. That one snuck over the fence in left center. And this one lifted high and foul behind us.
It had enough air underneath it and just enough carry to clear that fence and clean them up.
Maher, she's got to bear down here, get out of this inning. They still have it a bat in the top of the 7th. This one lifted toward the shortstop will make the play. It's 2 outs. And the number 6 batter, Bryn Busta, the designated player, singled the first time up, and is wide out to the infield twice, 1 for 3. Here on the
Cardinals just have to set that all aside and come back up to bat.
Dribbler to the second baseman. She throws at the first for the out, so they've done it before, but 3 runs on 2 hits. The big one, the home run. And after 6 complete, 9-6, ADM will go to the top of the 7th to see if Newton can keep it alive here on CISN.TV.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
We'll go to the top of the 7th with the top of the order for the Newton Cardinals, but they now trail 9-6 here against ADM. They plated 3 runs on the 3-run homer by Ashley Tennant in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Emily Waldman, and they've walked her all 4 times she's come to the plate today. And so that strategy has worked. She's been stranded on base, has not scored in those 4 times, but we'll see what they decide to do here. Now with the 3-run lead. There's a strike. I think if I'm right, that's the only strike she's seen today.
I think you're right.
They threw her 3 balls, and then this is a hard smash. Backhanded, oh, and can't come up with it. One of the few times that Emily Halas has not been able to make a play, but that was going to have to be a great one. And they're going to charge her with an error, I guess, on that one. And Voltman gets on.
And it looks like Butler is going to come in and run.
Carly Leiker, the center fielder, will come to bat. She's 0 for 3 today with a walk.
Butler needs to be smart over there at first. Don't get too big of a lead, and you don't want to get picked off.
Excuse me, she's 0 for 2. She had a sacrifice, I guess, in the first inning where she moved the runner over there, so that doesn't count as an at-bat. 0-1. Looks at the bunt and takes a ball. Gets her sign, delivers, hit off of Halas's glove. Now they throw, and not in time. And
defense was shifting towards the center of the field. That ball was hit away from the shortstop. Smith picks it up, but didn't have enough on that throw to get the runner at first.
Well, Halas just touched it, I think, and slowed it up maybe a little bit there, too, because that's a single, so now the tying run will come to the plate. Taylor Ryan, who's popped out to short, to second, reached on a fielder's choice, and hit a double.
So back in the 4th inning, that's where we saw the hit parade start, with the singles being back-to-back with a double in there and a couple more singles, and then the defense stepped up for ADM and only allowed those 3, but a very similar start here to this inning.
No outs.
It's ADM, you just have to think outs.
Yep.
Just want to get outs. Don't worry about those runners right now, even though the tying run is at the plate. Just make sure you get an out somewhere in the infield.
Tennant lifts up the mask and is talking to the defense a little bit there and where they want to go with it. As Taylor Ryan will step in, the senior. Takes it Ryan inside, goes down, picks a ball. This one hit to the second baseman. She comes up. Hard hop coming up to Halas, but she handles it and gets out number 1 at first. Runners do advance. But
that ball took a crazy hop, but she stayed right with it. And the smart thing, didn't panic, just knowing, just need 1 out here. Don't worry about those runners.
Yeah, you don't want to start throwing it around, just get the out, and that brings up Peyton Maher. The pitcher 0 for 4 today. Calls time now. Grounded to short, fly to center, popped out to second, and popped out to first. Takes a strike. One out, runners second and third. This one popped out to right, deep enough. Runner's going to tag and score from third. So sacrifice fly to right. Route number 2 scores 1 run, but they need 2 more in. So now brings up Mackenzie Brown, who flying out to left, singled and scored, hit a home run, walked and scored. So she is 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored today. And she's been a spark plug for the offense. So let's see what she does here. And outside, and then I think we talked about it before. How delicate are you with her here, knowing that now she's the tying run?
Well, you've got to make good pitches here.
This one slapped in for a hit right by the shortstop, and that brings in the run from third and puts the tying run at first with 2 outs. Going to bring up Audrey Lucas. She's walked, singled and scored, struck out, and singled and was stranded at third. So tying run now at first with 2 outs for Newton. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Squared like she was looking at a bunt. Brown over at first. Squares there again. Goes back, takes it outside. They're going to throw down and goes through into center field, but nothing hurt there.
Oh, great backup by Meyer. She was on the move as well from that center field position to be there to get that ball if it went through.
So now a single could tie it up for Newton. Tying run at second, 2 outs, 1-1 count. Lifted high over the backstop, 1-2. ADM trying to advance to the title game. 5:45 Friday. Here, 1-2 pitch, 2 outs. ADM fans on their feet now. And it's low. 2-2. Brown.
Big jump over there.
Second, nobody really covering it.
I was thinking almost about a delayed steal into third.
2-2, 2 outs. Runner at second. Chopper left side foul. this one will play the winner of the Hoover Sergeant Bluff Luton semifinal coming up next. As Lucas steps in, 2-2, 2 outs, runner at second, the tying run. Low, runner going down the third, and she's out! Thrown out, that's the ball game.
They took a risk.
Yep,
and it's a great throw by Tennant to get the runner going, and Brown from second to third, trying to make something happen. Trying to coax that bad throw out into left field.
Yeah, if it gets by into left field, we got a tie ball game here. But a perfect throw by Tennant, and Tennant comes up big today with the throw there, and she also had that homer that helped him out. So the final here, 9-8. ADM will advance. Newton finishes at 25-8. ADM goes to 35-7. They'll play 5:45 Friday against the winner of our game coming up next with Hoover and Sergeant Bluff Luton. Another great game here again, Laura.
That was an entertaining game, and neither team wanted to let it slip through their fingers, and every time one of them got down, they bounced right back and battled till the bitter end.
So ADM moves on 9-8. We're going to take a break. We'll be back a little bit with another semifinal coming up here on CISN.TV.
Great price, great selection, great experience. That's what people expect today. What isn't expected is how hard we work after the sale to keep your business. Hard work, honesty, integrity, discipline, trust, character. These core values